The perimeter of a rectangular photograph is 36 centimeters. The length is 4 centimeters greater than the width. Find the width and the length. As usual, the way I'm going to start this word problem, like all the rest, is to define our variable. If we're going to use variables, if we're going to use algebra, we have to list our unknowns and give each one of them a symbol. Now that symbol could be written as a list, so we could say we have an unknown width and we have an unknown length. And what we know there's a relationship between the two. The length is 4 centimeters greater than the width. So if we knew the width, we could add 4 to that number and get the length. So let's say, let's call the width x. And then we know the length, which we need to give a symbol down here, is 4 centimeters greater than the width. So 4 centimeters greater than, or 4 more than, would be the width, which we're calling x. You could call w if you want, any letter. I'm just using x out of preference. And 4 more than that, so we'll say plus 4. And so we could define our variables this way, or since this is something we could actually draw, you can draw it out. And we could call the width x, and this side would be x, and that means this side, the length, would be x plus 4, and this side would be x plus 4. All right, so now that we've introduced the variables or given symbols to our unknowns, now let's translate the problem from English into a mathematical equation. And I'm looking to the first sentence for that. The perimeter is 36. So remember, the word is followed by a number means equals, just like the length is, or the length equals 4 greater than the width. Well, the perimeter is 36. Well, the perimeter of any geometric shape is the sum of all of the sides. So add up all the sides. So for the perimeter, that would be, well, there's an x, there's an x, there's an x plus 4, and there's another x plus 4. So we have four sides up here, 2 x's and 2 x plus 4s. And then the word is, we know that means equals, and then 36. That's already a number, so we'll keep that 36. All right, so that's it. We've translated our word problem into a mathematical equation. All right, so we can combine like terms. We've got 2 4s. That'll give us an 8, and we've got x, 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 and x. We have 4 x's. So when we combine all the like terms, we've got 4 x's on the left, and 4 plus 4 would be an 8. And we still have 36. So remember, before you start working with both sides of the equation, always try to simplify each side individually. So we've simplified the left-hand side. Now we've got 4x plus 8, and we want to solve for x. So let's get rid of the plus 8. Opposite of a plus 8 is a minus 8. So let's do a minus 8 to both sides. So on the left, the plus 8 and the minus 8, they cancel. So we're left with 4 times x. And on the right, we've got 36 and minus 8. So 36, take away 8, we have 28. Okay. One more step. We've got 4 times x. So let's get rid of the times 4 by dividing by 4. And we'll divide both sides by 4. So we have a times 4, divide by 4. They cancel on the left-hand side, leaving us with just the x. And 28 divided by 4 should give us 7. Now remember, solving for x is not necessarily the final answer to the problem. If we go back up to the problem, find the width and the length. That's the question we're looking for. And we know that x, let me scroll back down for a second, x is equal to 7. Okay, we've got that. And what we want to do is swap out the x with the number 7. So we know x is 7, so the width is equal to 7. And the length is 4 more than that, so 4 more than 7 would be 11. And so that would be, the final answer to the problem. We would say that the width is 7 centimeters and the length in this case would be 11 centimeters. And that would be the final answer. All right, that's it for this one. Hope it helped.